All right. Let's make sure that everybody can hear us now. All right. Is everybody?
Yep.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. Good. All right. Then, what is up, fellow nerds? And welcome to Not Your Status Quo. We are live on YouTube. Figured we'd go ahead and give it a try. It is me and Dave tonight. So, we're gonna go ahead and give this a try, see how it works. Try something different than Twitch. Unfortunately, Keith is away from us right now. He is one man single handedly trying to fix DC along with James Gunn. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna solve all the problems. He's currently figuring out a way to implement Blue Beetle into the new DCU. It's gonna be great. Trust us. It's going to be excellent. But before we get started with tonight's festivities and what we're going to be talking about, Dave, sir, how are you doing?
I got to tell you, I'm grand. And you know what? Not only is Keith here in spirit and fixing the DC, he is also in the chat. Look at him. He's in the chat. You can speak to him on there.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And that's right. All of you can actually chat with us right now. That's right. You can go ahead and chat with us. We've got all the same YouTube live features that maybe you guys have interacted with before. Go ahead and give it a try, like the video, subscribe, comment, interact with us, just like any of our other live videos. But yeah.
Do it now.
What's that?
I said, do it now.
Do it. But Dave, I'm so glad that you're here with me tonight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was there a reason?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's nothing quite like being able to talk about my favorite nerdy properties with one of my fellow nerds. And I got to tell you, I've had a pretty good weekend. Yeah, you know what?
We saw Oppenheimer
I should have
last night.
mentioned. Dave and I pretty much are spending the entire weekend together. Went to go see Oppenheimer last night. That was a lot of fun. It's a long movie.
It was a long movie. And, we don't review those movies on this channel.
No.
But let me just go ahead and give my brief review. It was excellently acted. There were a lot of lines in there that were great, but it just seemed at points to drag, and that slowed it. That kind of lowered my rating. I'm going to give it 5.5. But all the acting was spectacular, and even Han Solo, the new Han Solo, was in this movie. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I didn't notice until the very end.
I didn't notice until you pointed it out to me.
Yeah, it's crazy. What's your brief review on that one?
Well, my brief review is pretty much the same as yours. I'd give it a 6. Again, I agree. Excellent acting. I thought that it did drag in a few parts. I was afraid that I was going to be thrown off by the constant shifting between different timelines, but that actually didn't bother me. I was able to keep up with what was going on. The special effects and the practical effects, which I don't know if you've heard about the making of this movie, very good. So, yeah, it was just above average for me, but again, I think it was just a little bit longer than it needed to be. I did end up looking up because one of the things that we were talking about after the movie, we were discussing kind of like how accurate it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I did end up looking it up after I got home, and just about everything was based off of 2 different books that were written about these goings on. And so, they didn't like sugarcoat anything. Oppenheimer wasn't a perfect person. Definitely,
Yeah, no one is.
Yeah. So, based on the 2 biographies that were written about him and about the building of the atomic bomb, this movie was completely accurate to like both of those. The only thing that they changed was, I guess, his interactions with Albert Einstein. Apparently, that didn't happen that much.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, one thing. Now, this is just about the theater that we were in.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it's like those when you get those movies on like regular TV or whatever, and you're watching, and the commercial is so much louder than the rest of the movie. I felt like the music and the explosions in this movie were a lot louder than when they were talking, because some of the times I couldn't even understand what they were saying. And that's probably just in the theater that we were in, but it was.
Well, yeah, we were in the Super IMAX, and for those of you that haven't been to an Imagine theater before, it's basically the same thing as IMAX. It's just the Imagine branded version of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of figured that too. Speaking of explosions, I was thrown off when they first set off the atomic bomb test, and I was expecting the explosion right away. And when all we saw was a flash, I'm like, oh, well, that was weird. And then all of a sudden, like the delay kicked in.
Yeah. I was expecting like a slight delay,
Mm-hmm.
but then when it was just everybody's thoughts in complete silence for like, I don't know, 3 minutes, and then boom, that was nuts.
You
Yeah.
know, while we're talking about the theater, I got to say something that just incredibly disappointed me. Thank you to you, Dave, but we both drank our absolutely drink when they said absolutely in the movie.
That's right. Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. But you know
He said,
what? Nobody else in the theater did. Not
no,
true. Not your status quo fans.
absolutely not.
That's funny that you bring up the whole Matt Damon thing. I was actually watching, weirdly enough. There's this couple that reviews movies on YouTube. It's like yeah, my wife's first time watching or something like that. I don't remember the name of the channel, but the video today was Team America World Police.
So you watched the movie today? Matt
Not the I
Damon.
watched them watching the movie. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah. What did they say? What did they say? I don't forgot what the question was. I was still trying to remember that for the show. But he's just like, absolutely. And I was like, oh, he said it. And I just said it. So, Keith, go ahead and have a drink too.
Mm-hmm. All right, but everybody who is joining us today, I'm sure you all saw the thumbnail, so you know what we are here to talk about.
Yeah.
That's right. 2016 Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's it.
Everybody's leaving. No, we are actually here to talk about Harley Quinn, the Harley Quinn series. Sorry, my transitions aren't quite as smooth as Keith's, but I am trying. But anyway, yeah, we're here to talk about the Harley Quinn series. We have 4 episodes already that came out. I don't know if, because I'm a professional, totally on my game. I don't actually know if they dropped like 3 episodes or if we were just really behind. I am not entirely sure.
Yeah, when I started watching these,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get back into the mental spot that I was in the last time I saw the Harley Quinn, season 3.
Mm-hmm.
It took me like an episode and a half to get back into it. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
It's
I totally get what you mean.
Yeah, it's a different kind of angle. They have a different take on things. And so, of course, I wanted to send you a text when I saw that scene where they give Bane the pasta maker, and he says, "Oh, pasta maker, we meet again." Oh man, I had to stop it. I was laughing so hard.
Oh yeah, so it's about damn time I got my pasta maker back. Don't ask for much,
We have a history of being a pasta maker.
Yeah, I agree with you. It took me a minute to kind of like get back into the swing of things with it as well, just because the last thing that we saw was the Valentine's Day special, which we watched and broke down and reviewed on the channel, and that was weird. It wasn't bad by any means. It was funny, but it was really weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, at first I wasn't sure like what direction they were really going to go with this, because where we kind of left off at the end of season 3, and also combined with that the Valentine's Day special, was, Bruce Wayne going to prison, so, Batman's in prison. Harley Quinn deciding she wanted to be a hero. Poison Ivy kind of taking over the Legion of Doom as like their CEO and everything. And it was like right at the end of her almost destroying all of Gotham with these plant monsters these zombie plant monsters that were created in what's a good way to put it? That Bruce Wayne kind of made along with her accidentally. He was trying to bring his parents back to life. It was a whole big mess. Just go back and watch the previous seasons. But yeah, I was wondering like where else they were going to go with this, because the previous other seasons were literally just Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy, and then their crew being villains, doing what they normally do. So this is definitely a big twist, where now she's the hero. Batman's in jail.
And they weren't even planning on having a season 4. I don't think they were
I don't
surprised
think
when
they
they got
were. It
when
doesn't
they
feel
got
like it.
re-upped, but it's still they worked back into that flow really quickly. So I mean, I could see them continuing. I don't know if they've been canceled after season 4 because of the new, the James Gunn shift, but it seems like it's got enough momentum. It's got some good writing. It hasn't failed yet.
No. Well, mostly. So, there are a couple of things in the series so far. So we have 4 episodes so far. There are a few things where I was kind of like, it's okay. And then there's a couple of things where I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely the Harley Quinn series that I'm used to watching. But I'll give it one good real quick. And the good is that the things that I expect them to like fall back on, like the tropes that a lot of these shows tend to do, they aren't doing. So every time I think like, because I've watched so much of this stuff, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this is what's going to happen. Harley is going to be the one responsible for this is why such and such is happening. And then that's not the way it works out. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, good for you, show. You're being original. I approve. But then like on the other hand, it seems like they're struggling to come up with stories to put in here now, because they've got to have Poison Ivy be a villain, but she can't be too evil. So her type of villainy needs to be like good or something like that. I can't remember the phrasing that she used. It's like her type of villainy needs to be good, and Harley Quinn needs to be a hero, but she can't like really fight her girlfriend,
Yeah, it's weird how they've been able to pull that off so far in a way that I'm not annoyed by it. It just like it seems like it works for that cartoon.
Yeah. To me, it's feeling a little slow. The writing, the stories, the art is still fantastic. The animation is still great. A lot of it reminds me of like the 90s Batman and Superman adventures and like the Justice League. Like it's a very similar but upgraded sort of art style. I appreciate it. Looks good. Um, I'm still happy with the choice in the Harley Quinn voice actor. It's not grating to the ears like it was like the first
she's
episode.
Out of all the Harley Quinns I've seen, well, I guess I've only seen 2. She was a good choice.
Yeah, doing a good job.
I didn't like Margot Robbie in that role.
No.
Solo.
What did you think of the Arlene Sorkin, the original voice of Harley Quinn?
Back from the 90s?
Yeah.
I mean, I like that because it was the original, and
okay.
that's what I got to know, as her. So it's like a Ashley X thing type.
Okay, all right. So it's like you were used to it.
Yeah, that's okay. This is the character.
I think that was what Margot Robbie was trying to emulate. I just don't know. I know you don't feel like she totally pulled it off.
No.
But I think that's what she was trying to go for.
I mean, good for her. I mean, you guys like her, so it's just personal preference. Just like I don't like Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. I think she's a good actress. It just doesn't fit for me. But that's all.
Yeah,
that's all it means.
Totally get that. So with the series so far, going back to the Harley Quinn series. So what we've got going on so far, like I said, 4 episodes have dropped that we've watched so far. And where we're at is Lex Luthor, who you pointed out in our Slack, played by Giancarlo Esposito, doing an excellent job.
It's just amazing. He just dropped in another one of our shows.
Right.
He's just like, oh, they're gonna watch this. Okay, I'm on it.
So Lex Luthor used to be the CEO of the Legion of Doom, which is it's a hilarious twist in the show that like the Legion of Doom is basically just another corporation.
Yeah.
And
she's planning parties and stuff.
right. And I love that in this world, it's sitting like in the same location where the old Super Friends headquarters used to be.
Yeah, it's sitting there for everyone to see.
Oh yeah, anybody can go to it. Yeah, it's
everybody
just
knows
there.
where the villains are. Just go pick them up.
Yep.
Yes, we stand him.
Yeah. Yes, Keith, we do. Oh wow, geez, I've missed a lot of stuff. Doug only sends me pancakes under the door. I am starving. Hey, you'll enjoy those pancakes, mister. All right, they're gluten-free.
How is he even able to type? How did you get?
I think I forgot to take his phone
in the
away.
Closet?
I don't have enough blue milk to distract to save you. No, Sierra, I have sworn off the blue milk for now. I had to, go through my my 15 steps program.
It was getting to be unhealthy.
It was.
Was that a Baja Breeze?
It is. Yeah. Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I don't know. Sounded good. I haven't had it in a while. I really don't drink a whole lot of soda anymore.
Soda?
I
think it's pop.
Hey, soda you can think whatever you want.
Soda pop. How's that?
But sorry, wow, we totally went into tangent time, and I forgot to add a tangent time logo to this. Again, I'm a failure. This is where Keith would have totally, would have beat me by now. He would have definitely had a transition. I forgot to add the logo. Oh well, I'll remember it for next time that it's just you and me.
Okay, well, we'll have a good night, everybody.
But no. Back to the series. So again, talking about like the storylines that we've got so far. So Dave had mentioned that it took a little minute to kind of get back into it based on where we left off at season 3. But yeah, like season 4 picks right up after, actually takes place like right after the Valentine's Day special, and also picks up the storylines from season 3. So we've got Harley Quinn being introduced as the new CEO of the Legion of Doom. But kind of see Lex Luthor, as we were saying, played by Giancarlo Esposito. Lex Luthor is sort of I think he sees her as a figurehead, as just like somebody to add like, in his eyes, a diversity to the Legion of Doom. Well, he's going to try and lead from the background.
A string puller.
What's that?
A string puller.
Yeah, basically it. I think that's what he's going for in this series so far. He's putting Poison Ivy in place, and then he's going to actually be running things from the background, because he's got all these ideas that he actually wants to run, and all of the board of directors in the Legion of Doom don't really take her seriously at first.
And they didn't. Oh, Keith cashed in a Bane voice.
We don't have a Bane voice, sir, and I did not see any gemstones handed over to me, any Infinity Stones. So
that's right, you're on the wrong platform.
That's right, buddy. I tell you what, if you want to cash in a Bane voice, go ahead and show your support for Not Your Status Quo and do a super chat.
Oh yeah, that's how we get them. That's how we get the Bane voice.
That's right.
Well, you have something flying in front of your camera or something?
No, I don't believe so.
It's weird. It's like something went right in front of the camera. It's twice I've seen it happen. I didn't mention it the first time because I was like, yeah, it's probably nothing. But then it happened again.
Interesting.
I hope you don't have a ghost in there with you.
So you
Then
said
you
you're
can
seeing
call.
something fly in front of my my camera?
Yeah, it's like this.
Oh, I wonder if it's because I flashed over to check on something on YouTube. Let me close that tab. I wonder if that's what's causing the hiccup.
What the deuce? Keith says.
There, maybe that'll fix whatever was going on.
Perhaps.
And Keith says he hasn't seen it. Well, Keith, I don't know. Maybe you don't have the sight, whereas David does.
Maybe it's just no. I was gonna say maybe it's just on StreamYard, but no, I did see it on YouTube as well. So I see a million megapixels. So I see more. My eyes don't work so well.
Back to Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
So now that Poison Ivy is leading the Legion of Doom, she's got Mrs. Freeze, the widowed Mrs. Freeze, as her assistant, who she's kind of guilt tripped into hiring her. I thought that was hilarious. The entire interview, if that's what you want to call it, takes place in the executive bathroom. That's
and
great.
Captain Cold comes up to her. That
Right.
was hilarious.
Yes.
That was hilarious. And it ruined it for Bane. Bane just was destroyed.
Oh, poor Bane.
The poor guy.
Just
He
cannot
goes
catch a
through so
break.
much. But yeah, Lex didn't want Ivy to talk at all.
No.
So he just wants her. Yeah, exactly what you said. Just be the figurehead. Just be like the royal family type of thing, where they're just there for just but he's actually doing the work.
Yeah,
that's a Lex Luthor type of thing to do.
Oh, that's definitely the Lex Luthor type of thing to do. He's every bit the businessman. It's all about like what is going to make him look good, what's going to make his company look good, what's going to make him more money.
And if you know what, if they put Giancarlo Esposito in the movie as Lex Luthor, I wouldn't object to that. I didn't realize until I heard his voice, and it's just like he has the right inflection, and he's been good.
I wouldn't completely object to it, but my only issue is I think he might be a little too old at this point. Like his voice is fantastic, and the way he carries himself is perfect. But if they're trying to introduce a movie where we've got like a bit of a younger Superman, I don't know that Giancarlo Esposito would fit because they're supposed to be like what, maybe 5 years apart.
Well, on Smallville, they were 7.
Okay, but yeah, not that huge of a difference.
Yeah.
Oh, it's totally ageism, Keith. That's right. You have hit the nail on the head. I dislike all of you old people.
I tell you what, though,
only young folks like me. No,
I tell you what. When you shave your head, people don't know how old you are. So he could, but you've seen him in everything else. So that would ruin that for you too.
You're right. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Keith. Man, why am I so bad at doing this? You did mention Smallville, which means
yes.
Sorry. Yes, thank you, Keith. I am the worst at all of this. Please come back. I am so bad at all of this.
So no, who would be a good choice for Lex Luthor? And obviously they don't have to be bald already.
Oh yeah, no. That's one thing that I think like folks on Reddit, I think that they want to jump to this person already looks like that, forgetting that like TV and movies, that's what the entire makeup and costuming department is for. They're going to take an actor and they're going to make them look the role.
Yeah, Rosenbaum. They said they shaved his head twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was saying about him, I think he was the best Lex Luthor in my lifetime. But like you said, if they're going with a younger Superman, they can't go with Rosenbaum, which I would want them to do, but they can't because he's my age. So he's not a young critter anymore. He'd have to be probably mid-30s. If you're looking mid-30s. Yeah. I don't even know who's in their mid-30s.
I honestly have not given it much thought. I'd have to kind of like sit down and actually think about like who I feel would make a good, Lex Luthor or even some of these other characters that we're eventually going to be seeing in the new James Gunn universe. In fact, that's something you all can help us with. Why don't you go ahead and add in the comments? Who is your personal fan cast? Who do you want to see in some of these roles? So,
Any
we've got an
roles.
entire DC universe. In fact, we've got people right now arguing, on the internet, on social media, on Reddit, on Facebook, and everything. Now, while I disagree with them, it's mostly the huge Snyder fans that are arguing that for some, I think, I think it's because Gal Gadot was announced to be working with James Gunn on the next Wonder Woman movie. A lot of the Snyder purists are now saying Gal Gadot should not be Wonder Woman going forward.
You know, it's weird. I was going through YouTube today because, I told you it was just a weird day.
Yeah.
When I just sat here and like went through my phone. Um, and I saw a preview for Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, a trailer for it, coming to Netflix. Obviously, it was fan
Is it
made.
for Rebel? Oh, okay.
I was going to have to
It's
say.
for Rebel Moon.
When I saw it though, and then they have all these scenes, and they're just like scenes from Justice League that were just chopped up in this place, so it seemed like there was a lot of action.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they said Justice League 2 coming on Netflix, and I'm like, I bet the Snyder family, the Snyder, not bots, I guess, the Snyder lovers. I bet they were just all so excited about that.
Probably.
But I looked at that, and at first I was like, dear God, no. And then I realized, oh, this is fan made.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Took a deep breath. I can breathe. I would not want to have to watch that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I remember, and I know that a lot of people have all said that the Snyder cut is better than the original cut of Justice League. Sure, maybe. I don't know. It's to me they're about the same because I had positives and negatives for both. I was not looking forward to when it was announced. I was not looking forward to watching the Snyder cut at all. I remember like the three of us who were sitting there talking about it, like, oh man, this is coming up. We're gonna have to talk about it. And I wasn't looking forward to it. In fact, I had to break it up into like 2 or 3 sessions because A, it was super long. B, it really drug on. It was unnecessarily long.
I watched the whole thing in one sitting because I didn't want to go back.
I couldn't do it. I kept getting too distracted. I was like playing around on my phone and everything. I'd get up and walk away and be like, "Oh my gosh, wait, I got to watch this because we're talking about it."
Well, okay. Besides the sepia and 4:3 ratio and all that garbage, what about that movie stood out to you? I mean, the just a Snyder cut.
The unnecessary Snyder slow-mo.
Yes.
I
bet that's a third of the movie.
The weirdly inserted singing stuff that, especially like the sirens that were singing during the Aquaman scene, that made no sense.
Up. Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Trying to think what else. Oh, and then I guess the ending with the Joker and all that. That's and Martian Manhunter. That's really the only stuff that like stood out about it to me. Otherwise, it was still Justice League.
Keith says greatest movie ever.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
To me, when I do think about that movie, what sticks out is the Martian Manhunter scene at the end, like you said, and the background for Victor Stone.
Oh yeah, they did expand on it a bit because said oh my gosh, who was the actor for anyway, I know that he was like really upset about
Ray Fisher?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, he was like really upset about how much was cut from the original theatrical release of Justice League.
Yeah, and I did like those parts. It's just It was like after everything that happened, all the garbage, it just when it hit, it didn't hit right. It's just like,
something that we didn't talk about during our Flash review is the fact that when they had released, or when they were planning on releasing the Snyder Cut, Warner was pretty clear at specifying that this was not going to be canon, right? They, as far as they were concerned, you know what? I'm gonna boot you out, Keith.
yeah, I was gonna say, who is this?
Right?
This is not Keith.
As far as Warner was concerned, they kept saying over and over, the theatrical release is the canon version of Justice League. It is not going to be the Snyder Cut. We're just doing this as like a in addition to, or this is like an Elseworlds, however you want to view it. But if you watch the original theatrical release, there wasn't the whole background with the Flash meeting. What's her name?
Iris.
The whole Iris, yeah. Rescuing her from the car crash and all that stuff. That was all in the Snyder Cut. That was not in the original theatrical release, but it's referenced in the Flash movie.
Yes.
That whole scene. So, again, this is something that we didn't even bring up, and I don't know why I didn't think about it. Probably because the Flash movie was terrible. But
yeah.
So does that mean that the Snyder Cut is canon, or is it all just wibbly wobbly, timey wimey? Because like the Flash,
just Doctor Who said so. Well, no, it's just what Flash is an Elseworlds movie too.
Yeah, it might as well be, I guess.
It doesn't even matter. It's just like everything gets flushed as soon as 2024 starts. So, right? I mean, what's that show? Keith, you know the name of that show that they're starting with, Gods and Goblins or something like that.
Gods and Goblins. Isn't it Gods and Monsters?
Gods and Monsters. Yeah, I forgot the name. But that's going to be the start of what really the universe is. Anything now is just garbage. Just like Sony's Spider-Man movies. The Amazing Spider-Man, Creature Commandos.
Mm-hmm. Creature Commandos. Okay.
Spelling?
He misspelled Commandos.
Aaron Spelling? Tori Spelling. And all the little
You're saying?
What was I saying?
You were talking about that everything is you were talking about the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
How those are just flushed. They're gone.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. I mean, obviously his appearance in the MCU kind of makes that canon, but it's not. It's just not. It's like the Daredevil movie. I guess that's the Daredevil, and then what was her movie called again?
Elektra.
Oh, it was just her name. Elektra.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are just they're gone.
Well, maybe they might show up in Daredevil or in Deadpool.
In Deadpool, yeah. I'm waiting to see that. That would be hilarious.
It is going to be hilarious.
So it's just flushed. So that's what this whole DC. This is going to be like the preamble to something great.
Yeah, yeah.
They just got to finish flushing the toilet and get Aquaman done with, and then we're done with it.
I'm still curious. I don't really know where Blue Beetle is going to fit into all of this.
Probably in the toilet right below Aquaman.
Because I don't know if he's going to be a part of James Gunn's new universe, or if he's a part of the Snyder universe, or if it's just its own thing.
It's going to end up being its own thing, I think. They got a lot of heroes in the DC that obviously they're not going to go with the 7, right away because of everything they've done so far.
Yeah, Keith, you're probably right. Depends on the box office, which foreshadowing, or I guess I'm going to be your prophet for tonight. I don't think it's going to do well.
What?
Blue Beetle. I do not think it's going to do well at the box office.
Absolutely not. Oh, absolutely not. Nope. I think we'll probably be the only ones in the theater for that.
Speaking of that, Keith, did we get Super EMAX tickets for Blue Beetle?
Yeah, I think you sent those over.
And also, should I get a popcorn tin?
I don't think it could hurt anything, Doug. I don't think.
Will it matter?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna matter, man.
Oh boy.
We did. Yeah, we already got the tickets. So that's good.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. So okay, we're going to be watching it in all of its glory. Now I wonder if this is going to be another situation like The Flash, where The Flash was released to streaming super quick. I mean, it was in theaters, and then what? Just a couple of weeks, maybe a month later, it was already on streaming. And
Yeah.
Guardians just made it to Disney Plus last week.
Yeah, you know what? I heard my first negative review of Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Really?
I gotta say I didn't share that person's opinion. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't share it. I liked it.
What was it?
He just thought I can read the texts to you, but I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
He just thought it was discombobulated, not all connected.
That's a shame.
Who? I don't need to mention names.
I showed it to my parents. They loved it.
Yeah. What's not to love? It's definitely my favorite series in the MCU.
My my dad, who generally he dislikes everything that isn't like a Steven Seagal movie. He loves cheesy action movies. He has gone back and rewatched like all of the Die Hard movies. Oh my god, what's the dude with the mustache who he goes around New York just shooting people?
Death Wish?
Yeah, Death Wish. He's watched the entire Death Wish series. He loves those movies. And so, but the thing is, like, his favorite MCU movies, weirdly enough, are the Ant-Man movies and the Guardians movies.
Well, I can see the Guardians because it's kooky. Ant-Man, is he like heist movies?
I think so. Yeah. He sees it and just immediately he's, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah, that is how you spell discombobulated, Keith. Oh, Rick and Morty.
I almost got it like right away that time.
And you know what's funny is that every time I hear that, I still think Doctor Who, even though I know it's Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I assume that's what they were going for, you know. Even though Rick will constantly, say time. It's not time travel. It's just another dimension.
Yeah, I don't do time travel. If Ant-Man and the Wasp can do it, I'm not interested.
Right. There was this one episode that I was watching recently where he went to go get pizza, and he's like, and by the way, that wasn't time travel. It was just sitting there. I took it.
Yeah, it was just sitting in the other room. I don't. If people aren't watching Rick and Morty, I don't know what they're doing. You've got to watch that. It's freaking hilarious. You people out there, all 4 of you. It's my endorsement.
I'm pretty sure people have been watching Rick and Morty by now. It's probably, I feel like it's not as big of a deal as it was like season 2, season 3. It seems like it was like really, really all over the place. Around season 2, especially season 3, like the whole Szechuan sauce thing, all the memes that came out of it. This last season, you didn't really hear too much about it. Like, it wasn't all over the place. People weren't memeing it to death. They weren't really talking about it as much.
Didn't have a lot of zingers.
Yeah. I'm wondering if now that we're going to get a new voice cast, if it's going to suddenly, is it going to have, either a positive impact where people are going to start talking about it again because the new voice cast is, interesting, or is it going to lower viewership even more?
Well, and then they got the whole new storyline of he's trying to find the Rick Prime.
Yep.
You know, and on the show he said we could drag that out for 4 seasons, Morty. You know, they always do that.
Yeah.
So they probably will, but I'm interested to see what voice actor they put in there. I wonder if they're gonna. I mean, if they had like Ross Marquand, that guy seems like he can imitate anybody. So if they wanted to go with still sounds like, or if they're gonna switch it up altogether like they did with Solar Opposites.
Mm-hmm.
Were you the one who showed me that?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he hits him in the neck with a dart, and all of a sudden his voice has changed. And with all of his, he goes, even in my flashbacks, my voice is going to be changed from now on. He just announces it. Funny.
This is what I sound like now. Get over it. Don't ask me about it.
I love it. If they do, see what I was telling Keith before was like, if they change his voice, they should always like reference it.
Mm-hmm.
They hired me to do Gilbert Gottfried.
Good. You would be a good hire for that.
If they would just reference it like from time to time, like what's up with your guys' voice, Rick and Morty, you know?
Right.
Say something to both of them, like you don't sound like my son or something, like, you know, just make a reference to it. I think it'd be funny running joke.
Morty, I went through puberty. Rick, science. Don't ask questions.
See, Ross Marquand, you know who he is, right? He's the one who came back and played the Red Skull.
Mm-hmm.
When what's his name? Hugo Weaving wouldn't do it. Yeah. Well, he did a fantastic job. And he was a voice on Invincible as well. So
nice. Why didn't Hugo Weaving want to come back?
I think it was a money issue, and like money, he didn't get paid well enough during the first movie or something. I don't know.
Man, nobody got paid well in those first couple of movies.
Yeah, look at
Downey Jr. got paid like he got paid pennies for the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah, but he cleaned house in the second one.
Yes, he did. When all of a sudden it turned out, oh wow, people like him and he's a good Iron Man.
Well, there we go. Yeah, I want $50 million just to stand next to Spider-Man. How's that? You know what? He got it. And you know what? He was in Oppenheimer, and he was amazing.
He was.
Since like when you saw the preview for Oppenheimer, we're bouncing all over the place now, but I don't care. Do you care? I don't care. When you saw the preview, he was not in that preview until the very end. And he was in the entire movie. I thought he was just like going to be a throw-in character at the end of the movie, you know, just saying a few things. But he was in the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, everybody was in the entire movie. Nobody had a tiny part.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people were saying that they didn't expect it. Like, you know, he didn't look like himself and things like that. And yeah, I gotta agree. It really made me question for a second. Like, I recognized him, but I didn't, because he was so good at playing the role that he did in Oppenheimer. Playing, was it Dr. Strauss, or maybe it wasn't a doctor? I don't remember now, but Mr. Strauss, whatever. The role that he was playing, huh?
It was Doctor. He was what was he up for at the end of the movie there?
He was up for a cabinet position.
Yeah. So yeah, he was definitely a doctor.
Okay, I couldn't totally remember, but yeah, if I hadn't known to like look out for him, I don't know that I would have caught it right away, because like his voice is a little bit different. Like everything about him was so different from all the roles that he's been playing so far. Like the three main roles that I can think of that he's been playing mostly so far are his role in Tropic Thunder,
yep,
Iron Man, and then that role that he played in that movie Due Date, opposite Zach Galifianakis, where he was basically just like he was almost an angrier Tony Stark.
You know what? My third role would be for me would be Sherlock Holmes.
Oh my god, I forgot about him in that movie. Wow. I haven't watched this movie in so long. You're right. Sherlock
Yeah, they keep
Holmes.
saying they're gonna have a third one, but who knows?
That's true. Yeah.
It's been like 10 years,
Um, but yeah,
But yeah, he
so
was really frail in this movie. Like he
he
wasn't
was. The makeup
like
was good. Clearly, the
yeah.
direction was good.
What was it missing? Keith gave it a 10 out of 10. He loved it.
That's good. I'm sure it's some people obviously probably loved it more than I did. More than I was. It, it takes a lot for something to be a 10 out of 10 movie. Like it has to be perfect all the way through. Like it
Yeah.
has to be something that I'm gonna say, oh my god, I loved that movie, and I wish I could go back home and watch it again right now. That's how much I loved it.
Yeah.
Like there are certain scenes in movies where I've said that was 10 out of 10. I want to see that again. Like I remember when I went to go see Rogue
That
One in
rhymed.
theaters. The first thing I thought when I got home, I was like, "Oh my god, I just want to see that Vader scene again. That was so phenomenal."
That's when I know because like when Civil War came out,
Uh-huh.
I saw it Thursday night, I saw it Friday, and I saw it Sunday. It's like that's a 10 out of 10. That's a 10 out of 10 movie. You want to see it 3 times in one
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
And it's been a
And
while since I've had one of those.
there's enough decent stuff out there where it's like it really gets me into it, but I think it's rare. It is very rare for me to actually rate something a 10 out of 10. Even Guardians 3, which I love, it's such a good movie. I still feel like I think I rated that either a 9 or a 9.5 out of 10 because it is almost perfect, but it's not perfect, And Oppenheimer is good and great acting. Loved all the people that were in it. But to me, it's not a 10 out of 10 perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know. I was there.
Yeah. You were there.
And there, like we watched so many superhero movies and stuff. It
We
was nice to take a break and
Yes.
watch something like that.
Yes.
Um, I'm trying to think of movies. See, I have a top 5 movies that I would watch at the drop of a hat. Oh, your screen just did that thing again. What is
Oh,
going on?
is
What
it
now?
still
Watch
doing it?
YouTube. There it was. Okay, there was like a 5-second delay, but it did it on YouTube as well.
Huh.
I'm telling you, you got some evil spirit in that room with you, man.
I probably do.
All right, what was I saying? Oh, I got a top 5 that aren't anything to do with superheroes.
Okay.
And it's been so long since I've watched anything that wasn't superhero. It's kind of crazy to me. It was like when you talk about watching a movie, I just think, all right, what MCU movie am I going to watch, or DC? But I would rate all these in my top 5. They're all number 1. There might even be more than 5, but I'm going to reel them off. See what you think.
Okay, do it.
The Usual Suspects.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Probably. I'm blanking right now, but okay.
It's got Kevin Spacey in it. It's got Stephen Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
Benicio del Toro's in it. It's if you haven't seen it, if you don't remember it, awesome, because you will be so surprised when you watch it. It's a great movie. Another one is Fight Club.
Love it. I've watched that many times.
Smoking Aces.
Smoking Aces, I love it. That's a good movie.
Snatch.
I don't remember Snatch.
That's with Brad Pitt is in it. Jason Statham is in it. It's the first time I saw Jason Statham. It's a Guy Ritchie movie.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Now I said Fight Club. Let me think here. Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, good.
The Reservoir Dogs.
Excellent too.
Somebody just asked a question in the chat.
I'm so confused. Is this live? Yeah, yes, it
Is
is
that
live.
Gary? Yes, we are live, and yes. Oh, there you go. You got the tangent time going.
Yeah, it took me a minute, but yes, I finally got it. Since we, no, Carrie, we decided to try something a little bit different tonight. We are doing it on YouTube. Figured we'd try out its live features and see how it works. So yeah,
Well, there you
um,
go.
but I mean, pretty much all the same, stuff that we've got on Twitch, save for like we don't have the Infinity Stone stuff. Oh, you just happened to open YouTube. Okay, well,
That's
good.
awesome.
Glad you stumbled upon us. As you can see, we are, we've been in tangent time probably for the past 15 minutes. We were originally talking about the Harley Quinn series, season 4 that dropped on Max, formerly HBO Max. But yeah, we're just kind of, doing our nerd thing. Talking about
Yeah, I mean,
top 5 or, movies or whatever that we would watch again and again. Oh, you
yeah.
messaged earlier because you were on Twitch, but nothing was on the screen. Oh, I am so sorry. I do not have Facebook open. I was trying to limit what I had on my computer screen so it wouldn't cause like any hiccups.
I posted on Facebook, but
Did you
I
post
was running.
on the Not Your Status Quo page?
No.
Okay, that'd be why. And
Yeah.
I forgot to do that too. That's my fault.
Oh well. So, do you got a top 5? I mean, I would probably include Yes Man in that as well. I've seen Yes Man probably 70 times.
Yeah, I do have a top 5, but mine are they're probably for more simpler or nostalgic reasons. So my top 5 are Ghostbusters. Absolutely Ghostbusters.
Absolutely.
Just because it kind of defined my childhood in a way. I can go back and watch that so many times. I know pretty much every line in that movie. I know it inside and out. Weirdly enough, I actually saw Ghostbusters 2 before I saw the first one. But once I actually saw the original, we already did, Keith. You're behind. once 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 I saw the first one, it was everything to me. I love the original Ghostbusters movie. Um, Second movie that I can watch time and time again, Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
I love Back to the Future. It's so good. Just great storytelling, great direction. It still holds up, you know?
It does. I could watch them all right now. I
Mm-hmm.
could add that to my top 10.
I would say the next one that I can watch over and over again is the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Oh,
Such a phenomenal movie.
well, we're
I
doing
love
non-nerdy movies.
non-nerdy movies.
Yeah, non-superhero.
Oh, non-superhero. Okay. Then Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, yeah, I could have put that in mine
Oh,
too.
I have rewatched that so many times because it's just so good.
Yeah,
Excellent
I
movie.
I own it. I watch it repeatedly. Great movie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Um, I don't think I have any others. I have to limit it to a top 3 because I think those are really the only movies that I will regularly watch just over and over whenever I see them that are non-superhero movies.
Now, when you
Others
include
I'll
superheroes,
occasionally, like if I'm in the mood. I have to be in the mood for a lot of other movies.
oh, Lord of the Rings.
See, I like Lord of the Rings, but that's oh, that's a journey. I got to be ready. I got to be ready to join the fellowship and go on that journey with them because that's a whole adventure watching those movies. I can't just watch Fellowship. I got to watch all 3 of them and they're so long. And I
And you know
can't
what?
watch the regular ones. I think I've got them. No, I don't have. You're weird. I thought I had them. They must be packed away. I've got the director's cuts, and
I do
I
too.
have to watch those versions. I
Yep.
cannot watch the regular theatrical release anymore.
Yeah, the 4-hour version,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
that insanely long ending on Return of the King. Oh, but I'll sit there and watch the whole damn thing. I don't care.
Same, but that's one of those movies or sets of movies. I have to be in the mood. I can't just watch over and over and over. You know.
I got a trivia fact for you. Legolas,
Okay.
his only line in the entire trilogy where he speaks to Frodo is where they're the fellowship meeting, and he says, "And you shall have my bow," and that's it. That's all he says through the entire 3 movies. Isn't that crazy?
Kind of,
Shawshank.
but yeah. Carrie says, let's see here. If it's on, I'm going to watch. Same with Lincoln. Oh, Lord of the Rings for sure. If it's on, I'm going to watch. Same with Lincoln. Like I don't put on any movies anymore except kids stuff, but that's on. I will always watch gladly. And John Adams. Keith says
Lincoln,
Shawshank Redemption. That's
Lincoln,
a good one.
Is that the one with Daniel Day-Lewis, right?
That's a good one. Yeah. I do like that movie. Yeah, I like historical kind of movies though. So yeah, I dug that one.
Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis, great actor.
He did a good job.
Gangs of New York. I'll watch that. That's a good movie.
And yeah, Keith, I don't know why I forgot about Shawshank Redemption. That's another one that I'll find myself. I won't go out of my way to turn it on. Not anymore. I used to a lot. Way back when, before streaming was really a thing, when I would want to really, watch a movie. I had, the Shawshank Redemption. I had The Green Mile. I had a bunch of movies that I constantly had, like this DVD shelf that you guys see over here. That is the one that I've had since I was a teenager. It was like one of my, my paycheck that I earned. I went to Best Buy. I bought it, assembled it, and everything. I used to have like just my constant rotation of movies that I would watch over and over on my DVD player in my room. But if I see it on TV, I might, I'll probably watch it. Same with The Green Mile. I like both of those movies, but I don't go out of my way to watch them anymore.
Like The Green Mile, like 3 hours.
Yes. But okay. Hold on, nerd moment, real quick. Excuse me, I just Let's
put on the glasses, folks. Watch out.
The book was better than the movie. No, no, actually, I actually prefer the movie over the book. I loved the book. I read the book before I had ever seen the movie. Huge Stephen King fan. Absolutely love all the Stephen King movies. The first Stephen King book that I read was Firestarter. And I've been disappointed by like every movie that's come out from it.
Wasn't there a recent one?
Yeah, there was. And it was terrible.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, or was that Carrie? But
they also remade Carrie like 3 times.
Yeah.
But no, you'd think, okay. Sorry, I'm gonna tangent from my tangent.
All right, we're pouring it on.
You would think, okay, essentially what Firestarter is about is it's about mutants. That's literally what it's about. It's about the government creating mutants and activating a mutant gene. What they were doing is they were kidnapping people and they were trying to figure out what would kickstart some sort of mutant power. So some people could develop psychic power, some people could develop other things. In fact, Stranger Things sort of told the same story, and in my opinion, better during I think it was like season 2 or 3 when they had all of the mutant kids.
I think this was the last season.
No, it wasn't the last one. It was the one that people don't like to talk about because they felt that it kind of distracted from the rest of the story. But it was when Elle went to go hang out with the other experiments. And one of them was able to like create fire. One of them was able to create like a vision in people's heads.
I do remember that now.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought they did a phenomenal job. I really liked that part of the season. I know everybody else hated it. Yeah, Keith. Okay, season 3. And that is essentially what the background story of Firestarter was about, was the government kidnapping these people and running these experiments on them in order to try and activate something. And Carrie, yes, that show is still running. Its final season is supposed to be coming out next year.
Which is crazy because they're all so much older than when they started that show.
Oh yeah. It has to already be filmed, right? I
Oh
don't
yeah.
I don't think there's no way that they would be like, because what's his name, that the curly headed guy that was in It,
Wolfhard.
Finn Wolfhard.
Finn
Yes,
Wolfhard.
he's like 20 now, I think.
Yeah.
Older.
They're all grown up. Have
They
you
are
seen Millie Bobby
they're all
Brown? She's
because
making all these rounds on the late night shows because she's changed so much.
yeah. And when they were filming It Part 2, they had already grown up that much between the filming of It Part 1 and that. They had to actually de-age them in that movie.
Yep.
So, imagine them, trying to film them for the final season of Stranger Things, which they kind of wrote themselves into a bit of a corner where the end of the last season, they had, the giant the cloud monster thing or whatever was escaping from the Upside Down. And so it kind of has to pick up where that left off. And you can't tell me, oh, now they're like suddenly 4 years older.
Right. It's just like, I don't know, when you're shooting a show like that, especially if you have an idea for the next season, you got to film it. You can't take a year and a half off, 2 years off. You can't do that.
Right.
Because they're going to look ridiculous as the cast. Yeah. And who else did that? No, who else? The Boys are doing that, right? Is that they have a season every other season, and I don't know how they managed to keep the cast looking the same. They're doing a good job of it.
Already adults, so
yeah, but
hair
Butcher's
dye,
kind of older. Yeah, and Giancarlo Esposito, he's an older guy. If they wait too long, your screen did it again, man. This is totally crazy. We're gonna be on some like Ghost Hunters show, and like Doug disappeared after this. Does. What's that?
Describe to me what it is that happens.
It's literally like, but it's not white. It's black.
Huh. Weird. Okay. Don't know.
You can watch it. It'll do it on YouTube as well.
All right. Well, I will watch it later on after it's uploaded on YouTube. Anyway, you were saying?
Oh, I was. What was I saying?
Oh, I don't know now.
The Giancarlo Stanton. He's a baseball player. Giancarlo Esposito. He's older. If they keep taking so much time between seasons, I imagine that Stan Edgar is going to come back on that series on The Boys, and he's going to have something to say just because of the way he exited. But like keeping all those guys in amazing shape between seasons.
Oh, that's right.
And they only do like 6 shows every 2 years. That's a little extreme to me. Come on, you could pump out more than 6 shows in 2 years. Slightly related. I was reading Carrie's remark.
Okay.
She's excited for Enola Holmes. That's the Millie Bobby Brown show, right? With Superman.
All right. Okay.
Henry Cavill's on it, right?
I have not seen it, so I have nothing to comment on that. But cool. Is it worth checking out? Well, you said that you're looking forward to it. You're excited, so I assume that means that it would be worth checking out, huh? And then she did say it's with the girl from Stranger Things. All right.
Yeah, when I first read it, I was thinking, that's what's her name? The one, Kate Bishop, Haley Steinfeld. But no, that's what show does she do? She does some show with the same kind of name. It's 7.
You mean 11?
Yeah.
It's a number. But you're talking about a show that
Haley Steinfeld, she does on Apple TV. Emily Dickinson. Emily. That's the show she's on.
Okay. All right.
Right.
I have not seen that either. And I've been watching a lot of Apple TV Plus's shows lately. A lot of good stuff on there.
Oh, I watched Jon Stewart.
Yeah, The Problem with Jon Stewart. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that. I really liked Shrinking with Harrison Ford and the other guy that I can't think of his name right now.
I haven't seen it. Is that Ryan Gosling?
No, it's the guy that was in How I Met Your Mother. And also in some of those Apatow movies. Again, I
Jason
cannot think of his
Segel?
name right now. Huh?
Jason Segel?
Jason Segel. Yes, that's it. Yep.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Harrison Ford, Jason Segel, great show. It's hilarious, a bit sad, but it's good. It's a good series. I recommend checking it out. The other show that I was watching was something Quest, Epic Quest, something. I don't know. It's about this video game company with like the most toxic bosses. Like, I mean, these people are horrible. I cannot imagine actually working for this place. But it's also funny because like they get a lot of that like perfect software company workplace comedy, which it's like, okay, I totally feel that.
Kind of like the stuff I've been sending you from that one girl.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love that stuff because it's so true, you know, and it's some of the stuff you wish you could say. Oh, now I
Mhm.
have a way to say it, you know.
Yep. Uh, Let me see here. There was something else. Oh, Silo, another really good show that I've been watching on there.
Silo.
It is basically about an underground bomb shelter, and it's been there for like 200 some odd years. So the current generation, they don't even know how they got down there, why they're down there. They just know that um, supposedly the air outside is poison, and if you go out, that's basically a death sentence.
That sounds like the 100. Remember that show?
Yeah, it is kind of sort of similar to that. There's a lot more like mystery in Silo though. But yeah, they've developed this entire civilization underground. There's so much that they don't know about what Earth was like before. Like the idea of a Pez dispenser, they're just like, I wonder what this is. I wonder what it was used for.
Had to be important.
Yeah, it's stuff like that, and there are certain things where because they don't know what they were or what they were used for, they're considered like artifacts, and they're restricted, and people aren't allowed to have them because it may cause too much curiosity.
Carrie asked if we watched The Witcher. Don't get Doug started on The Witcher.
Why don't get Doug started on The Witcher?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I know Sierra watches The Witcher. I don't know if
Yeah,
she's still on there.
I watched season 1 of The Witcher. It's fine. Henry Cavill does a good job. I know that I feel kind of bad for him because from what I understand, he stepped away from doing this current season of The Witcher because he was under the assumption that he was going to be doing more Superman stuff. And then James Gunn said no. And so now he's like out 2 roles because they already replaced him in this current running season. Yeah, I have not seen season 2 and I have not seen the current season.
Oh,
But yeah, it was fine. I hate to admit this, but the time jump it confused me. Or time jump, the going back and forth to the 2 different time periods, it confused me in the first season. I didn't realize that's what was happening at first. And so I kept getting thrown off. Um and he said he's a fan of the game, which is why we're leery. Okay, yeah, that does make sense.
that's why Cavill left the show because it wasn't sticking to the source material.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that. I thought it was because he was busy.
No, he wanted out because he didn't think it was accurate, and that's what he wanted to be. He wanted to be accurate. But he's
Oh.
got something else going now, isn't he? The new James Bond.
I have no idea. I'm
I
kind of
think
out
he
of the
just
loop on
landed
what
a
he's
big
been up to.
role. I don't know what it was though.
Huh. All
I'll have
right.
to look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now. You keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, okay. Here's another thing that I will freely admit that I am bad at that Keith is good at. Keith is super good at kind of keeping tabs on like, the rumor mill and all that stuff. All the whatnot that's going on in Hollywood that people are saying may be true. It might happen. Who knows? I don't know. I don't follow it as closely. I haven't really been on Twitter as much lately, and that's where a lot of this stuff happens. Like a lot of the stuff is announced on Twitter. I just don't go on there anymore. Or I'm sorry, X.
Yeah,
God,
X.
Elon.
You get it? You used to go on there, so it's an
Yeah.
X. I don't know.
Which yeah, whatever. Okay. But yeah, so I don't really know what's going on with Henry Cavill or with a lot of this other stuff, or who's been announced for what role. If it's like a big enough deal where it kind of like catches my my interest, then I'll kind of pay more attention to it. But like, for instance, that nonsense that came out what was it, like a month ago, Star Wars theory going on about how that's it, guys, everybody, it's announced today, Kathleen Kennedy fired. Hey Dave, was Kathleen Kennedy fired?
Not yet.
Nope, not yet, buddy. And yet he made a whole hour-long announcement video talking about it. And that's why I don't really pay much attention to the rumors that are going on, because there's so much of them that are just BS.
Yeah. I mean,
But
there's
anyway,
some
did
people...
you find out what Henry Cavill's doing?
No, I looked up that if he's doing James Bond, it says his next role is called Argyle. But he, as far as James Bond goes, it said he had a tremendous tryout. But that's all it said.
Huh. Gary says they think they should do another The Man from Uncle that was good. Okay.
I didn't see that.
She doesn't see him as Bond, but he's a good actor, so you might be okay with it. Yeah, I'd have to see it. I think he might do an okay job, you know?
Do you guys know what his first movie was?
I do not. No. What was it?
Should I give Carrie a moment to try and respond?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. See if she knows.
Carrie, if you're still there, do you know what Henry Cavill's first role was?
I don't know, but he was in The Tudors.
Cool. It was Count of Monte Cristo.
Count of Monte Cristo, really? All right, neato burrito.
Guy Pearce's son. Well, it was not actually his. It was Jim Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel.
Is that how you say it? Caviezel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy from the Passion of the Christ. That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, his son. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Interesting, right?
I'm into the musical 6, so I was going to watch that, but the quality is not HD. Oh, okay.
6? Am I missing something?
Don't know. Haven't seen it.
I can't do musicals, man. I turned on, I don't know if it was Max the other day, and the little preview section up top, and it was like La La Land.
Oh, La La Land. Okay.
And
I thought you were talking about the Star Trek musical episode.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to see that. Maybe I have seen it and I just wiped it from my memory.
It's the new Star Trek. The episode just came out, I think, either last week or something like that.
Oh, good. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's already been making its rounds. It's already been making its rounds on YouTube. People are talking about it.
Oh boy. I hate that, like, when something takes off like that on YouTube, like the Marvelous Miss Maisel dance.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the little shorts with people just all doing that dance?
Nope.
Oh my God, you are so lucky. I mean, I see it on YouTube all the time. It's just like they all do the same dance. It's like when that Wednesday dance came out and everyone put out a video of them doing the dance.
I remember that.
And if I have to hear that song, I can't even describe it. It's just some Latin beat, or something like that. I don't know. If I have to hear that song again, I think I'm gonna rip my eyeballs out. Every time I turn on YouTube, that's like right there, and somebody's dancing for it. Just stop.
Oh,
Well, what else you got, Doug? You got that preview? We're gonna check out that trailer.
Yeah.
Let's check out that trailer.
We were wow. Yeah, we dove so deep into tangent time that we kind of Yeah, I tell you what,
I'm trying to reel us back in here.
I'm gonna. Yeah, well, okay. I tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna put this back up real quick, kind of get us right back on track to kind of sort of dive into what we're going to talk about next. So before we talk about this preview, this trailer that was released, and kind of talk about like what it's all about, what it means, so on and so forth. Dave, from
Yeah.
what you've seen from the Harley Quinn series so far, what are your thoughts? What's your rating? Is it should people go and watch it?
You want me to put that on the Doug scale?
Oh yeah, if you want to.
All right. And if Keith's still there, he can do it too. I don't think he is. He hasn't spoken in a while. I am going to rate it
Mm-hmm.
a 7.
A 7. Okay.
Not bad. That's a high rating for me, but
That is. That's a pretty high
like I said,
rating.
it took me a minute to get into it, but I'm
Mhm.
enjoying it. So I'm going to give it a 7. What do you give it, Doug?
Well, Dave, let me tell you. I'm actually going to give it a 6. It's yeah, see, okay, here's the thing. I like the series. I just feel like this season so far has gotten off a bit slower than what I would have liked. The first season, I would say the only bad episode was episode 1 because it immediately took me out of the series, and I did not want to give it another shot until like there was nothing on TV, and I'm like, okay, I'll see if it got any better. And like episode 2 onward, it was really good. This, none of the episodes have been as bad as season 1, episode 1, but they're mostly average, you know? I would say the most recent episode, episode 4, is my favorite out of all of them, where Poison Ivy is on the moon. And yeah, Keith says the same. 6.5 out of 10. You were in the hot tub. Thank you. Did not need that visual image. Um, he says a few good jokes, but it hasn't been as good as the other seasons. See, that's kind of how I feel. It's a bit of a slow start. Like I said, there are a couple of good jokes. I think the rocket dick joke was a bit overplayed, but you got to make the joke, I suppose.
He got his pasta maker back.
Yes, that was a good joke. But other than that, yeah, it's just been, I would say episode 4 is my favorite out of all of them so far. And hopefully it keeps going uphill from there. So yeah, for the time being, I mean, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. We will circle back probably at the end of the season, and we'll see, we'll kind of do another breakdown, another review, and give it a rating at the final close of the season. But yeah, that's where I'm at so far.
Nice. It's weird that I give it the highest rating. This is not going to go over like Morbius did, because at least we're all in the same range here. 6.5.
Yeah, we're kind of all in the same range. No, Keith, you do not need to send a picture. Unnecessary.
Yeah. We don't want to see that. Actually, if we get it, just put it on the screen for all to see.
Right. All right. So it is time, fellow nerds. Sorry, I had to be like Keith for a minute. It is time, fellow nerds. We're going to take a look at a trailer that yeah, we are way behind on this, but it's also not like a huge deal. So yeah, nobody else is really talking about it either. In fact, weirdly enough, not even the channels that you would think that would be talking about this are. So let me go ahead and transition my screen.
So we're ahead of the game. Ooh, look at that. We're on the side now.
We are. And yes, we are a bit ahead of the game. So what we're going to be looking at, this is a trailer that dropped, and I'm trying this out to see, because this is a Warner trailer. I know how their copyright bots are. I'm going to hope that that their bots on YouTube don't immediately take this video down because of this trailer. So did a little bit of magic, played with it a bit. So hopefully it's good. I'll also be, kind of like stopping it here and there to hopefully, again, so it doesn't get caught. But anyway, we're going to be looking at What's that?
I said, away we go.
Away we go. Yeah, I'm not going to play the Rick and Morty music again. But we're going to be looking at what is called Suicide Isekai. Dave, do you know what the word isekai means? Because I know you watch anime with your daughter.
Squad?
No, it is not called Suicide Squad.
No, what is it called?
It's called Suicide Squad Isekai. I asked you, do you know what the word isekai
Right, give me
means?
the translation.
So isekai basically means other world or alternate world.
Elseworlds.
Basically, yeah. And it is a type of anime that has become really, really popular over the past, I would say, 6 or 7 years. It's kind of dominated anime. And so I mention that it is a popular type of anime to say that none of the big anime channels are even talking about this. It doesn't really seem to be on anybody's radar. So we're gonna go ahead and check out the only trailer that has dropped for it so far, and we'll kind of give you our thoughts on it and whether we think it's going to work or not. And hopefully this will be easier for all of us to view because Dave and I are able to actually watch it at the same time using the website that we're using. So here we go. Based on characters from DC.
Yeah, there's somebody walking around in the background.
Harley Quinn. What's that, Dave?
There's somebody walking around in the background there.
Oh yeah, that's on purpose. Again, I'm trying to throw off the copyright bots.
Gotcha. Right.
Okay, so we've got Harley Quinn here doing her somersaults and everything. From what I can gather, my best guess, again, this is supposed to be the Suicide Squad. From what I can gather, I think they are basing this off of the David Ayer Suicide Squad, at least most of the looks, and you'll understand what I mean when we get to taking a look at like Harley from the front and also their version of the Joker. So we've got Harley Quinn. All right, so this is produced by Warner Brothers Japan, a WIT Studio production. For those of you that do not know who WIT Studio is, they're a pretty big anime company. They've made Attack on Titan. That is a huge anime. For anybody who knows what they are, they're the ones responsible for that. So you can get an idea. The company that's backing this is actually responsible for this. So, studio production, okay, and here is Joker. So again, we've got the tattooed teardrop Joker. We've got the tattooed Harley Quinn and everything. Here we are. He's riding in a piano car for some reason. I don't know. She's got her bat. They're going on adventures together. And here we go. Okay, so this is where I want to stop. This is what I want to show you all. This is where the isekai of it all comes into play. And this is also something that I wanted to kind of mention about this. They're calling this the Suicide Squad, but from what we've seen so far, it looks like it's mostly the Joker and Harley Quinn, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it during the stream, since we were talking about the Harley Quinn series.
Right on.
Now, as far as the whole isekai of it all, you saw a moment ago. Let me go ahead and back it up a bit.
That looks just like Jared Leto.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I think that's the design that they're going for. Okay, so we've got like this sort of other world here. See if I can find that dragon thing again. There we go. Okay. So you can see that we are we're dealing with a completely different world, different universe kind of thing going on. We've got dragons, we've got floating islands, and you can see as we skip forward a little bit, we've got there they are. I think they're not goblins. I want to say they're orcs. That's what pig monsters are, right? Orcs. Yeah, I think these are orcs.
I guess. They don't have such a pronounced pig look. Orcs don't.
That's true. I guess, yeah, depends. But yeah, they're clearly in some sort of, fantasy style world, right? So we're dealing with magic and knights and medieval nonsense, D&D. They're kind of like in a weird D&D world. And a lot of times that's what isekai is. Generally what happens is it's always the premise of these stories. Either somebody is killed and they're reincarnated in this world, or they are summoned into this other world. Or the even weirder sort of side version of isekai, they're playing a video game and they get trapped in the video game, which horrific in some cases. Imagine getting trapped in like Grand Theft Auto or something,
or Tron.
But yeah, and also, so here's my thought on this. So again, because like I said, generally the way that you enter, or that you get isekai'd, as is the verb, usually the way that it happens is you die, right? So since we're dealing with the Suicide Squad, I am wondering, in this world, are their heads blown up, but it somehow sends them to the other world?
Weird.
I'm just wondering, because generally the normal way that this happens, and it's become kind of a joke at this point, usually they're hit by a truck. I kid you not, it happens in almost every one of these anime. A truck comes barreling down, and they get hit by a truck, and they end up in another world. And
that's funny.
It's become a meme at this point.
There is, maybe Keith can help me with this. There is that doctor, I think, that changes people. Professor Pig or something. He changes people into pigs.
Oh, he yeah. He like cuts off their skin. He's always trying to like make people beautiful or something like that.
Yes. Who is that? I can't. Well, we know who we're talking about.
Yeah,
but I can't think of his name. Could be that. An island full of these people.
Oh, you have a good. Oh, I like that theory. You mind if I expand on it?
Do it.
What if they get transferred to another world where all of like the Batman Rogues villains are like these twisted, weird versions of like an other world? So like you've got, the Pig, or Mr. Pig, or whatever his name is, but you've got him as like one of these monsters. Or you've got the Riddler, but he's like a wizard or something.
Yeah, Professor Pig. That's what Keith
Professor Pig. Yeah. And he was in
Harley Quinn season 4.
Harley Quinn season 4. Yes, he was.
She beat him to death.
She did.
Yeah.
And they had to remind her, we don't kill people.
Yeah, we don't do that. And I like how that's just where they left it. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh yeah, what if Penguin was like an actual penguin? Oh my god, yes. Yeah, oh man. So I gotta say, just like looking at this, I don't hate the art.
No,
it looks like they put some pretty decent work into it. So yeah, I don't hate it.
Look at her earring; it's a tooth.
Yeah. I don't know why, but maybe it's like for the teeth that she knocks out with her bat.
And it's hollow too.
Yes,
because look, it's got her neck and it's got this the sky behind it. So wonder what that means. Something. Akira Jimbo.
But yeah, okay. So going back, we see that there are other humans in here. We've got a knight. We've got a horse. I'm guessing because this is glowing. This has got to be a world of like knights and magic and everything. Like I said, it's normally this is what happens in these isekais. It's always some sort of like D&D kind of world, right?
It's like a bizarro Themyscira.
Yeah. So we know that there are other humans here. They're probably looking at Harley and Joker and like, what the hell is this? What is going on? Who are these psychopaths? I mean, they're beating our enemies for us, but at the same time, oh my God, who should we be more afraid of?
Now, right when that started, did somebody get chopped in half?
Let's go back.
Right there.
Let's see. Okay. It looks like somebody got beat, maybe. I don't know if somebody got, like, these two people look like they're flying in the air. I don't know if anybody got chopped in half.
Yeah, there's blood.
Yeah, there's a lot of blood, but that's pretty normal for for Harley Quinn anyway.
And anime.
Especially this most recent season. Oh my God, she is going to town on people.
Yeah. I love it. I love it that she's got like no remorse for it. She's like, oh well.
I also love, we didn't talk about this when we were talking about the season, but I love that she's basically teaching Nightwing and Batgirl and Damian how to fight like they've forgotten to because they're so reliant on their gadgets.
Yeah.
Okay, so that looked like an ogre, I think.
Had an arm coming out of its back right there.
No, it's just that's his side.
It looks like a fist right above his.
Yeah, it's a fist, but then there's his arm.
You're right. He's turned sideways.
Yeah, he's turned sideways. Yeah, so I'm guessing. I think it's an ogre.
It's an ogre.
His name is Shrek. he's clearly, pounding these humans. I'm guessing that Joker and Harley Quinn, or possibly the rest of the Suicide Squad. I don't even know who else is going to be in this because, again, we don't really see anyone else except for, in a moment, Amanda Waller. Yeah. So we know that she has something to do with this, but we don't know how involved she's going to be. Again, there's so little information that has come out about this, about Suicide Squad Isekai. We do not know if she is directing them in this other world, if she is watching this go down. We don't know if she could only be in the very beginning of it,
Mm-hmm.
So she could only show up like in the very beginning doing like a normal Suicide Squad mission, and then she may not even be in the rest. Again, so we don't even know if there are going to be if there's going to be any other of the Suicide Squad members. From what I can tell, just looking at this trailer so far, it kind of looks like it's only going to be Joker and Harley Quinn, and I think they're using Suicide Squad as sort of like everybody knows that name.
But everyone knows Joker.
True. But I'm assuming that they were, again, this is my theory, I'm assuming that they were on a Suicide Squad mission when they got sent to this other world.
We'll see.
But yeah, there we go. We've got the title, Suicide Squad Isekai. And yes, this is supposed to be coming out. At the moment, the date is simply March 2024. That is all that we have. So it is supposed to drop on Max on March of 2024. All we know is that it is a television series. We don't know how many episodes. But it is most likely going to be the standard, I'm assuming, the standard anime of like 12 episodes. That's what they've been doing lately.
12?
Is, yeah. For most anime, it's been 12 episodes.
Instead of 100?
It's not that anymore. They aren't doing as much filler anymore. And I think it has a lot to do with a lot of these animators were kind of like upping and quitting because they weren't being paid very well, and they were sort of in like sweatshop situations where they're like, you've got to crank this stuff out. And if you look at a lot of older anime, so many shortcuts, so many shortcuts were done where you've got like a bunch of still shots and just like moving backgrounds because they didn't have time. It's like they need 5 episodes done today.
C is for cookie, and that's good enough for me.
I guess so. But yeah, I don't hate the idea of this. I was a little skeptical at first, but I have I've kind of rewatched this a couple of times, just trying to get an idea of like what's going on with this, like what to expect, what I can gather from what the series is going to be about. And like I said, I don't hate the art. I think it looks pretty good. This is not DC's first attempt at an anime. Do you remember? I think it was called like Batman Ninja.
No.
That came out several years ago. It was fine. The only thing that I didn't like about it is they did the Star Wars Vision style, where they had a whole bunch of mini stories, and each one had its own different animator.
Oh, so there are different styles of animation as well?
Yes. That was the Star Wars. Batman Ninja. I think is what it was called. I do not remember, but I'm pretty positive that's what it was. It was fine.
Batman Ninja.
It wasn't great, but this, it looks like it is just a straight up. Like I said, it's being done by Wit Studio. They're the ones that are doing, so it's going to be the same animation style all the way through. It looks like it is a straight up DC anime, which fine. I'm looking forward to it. I'll take it. Like, I think one of my favorite underrated superhero animes was the X-Men anime, and I really recommend that you check that out. It was so good. I think it came out in 2020.
This does look good.
Yeah.
I really love the anime that the artistry that I saw in that preview was just amazing.
Yeah, so I think the animation is going to be pretty good. I hope the voice acting is good. Now, again, because we have such little information on this, I do not know if it's going to be dubbed in English. I assume they probably will. Generally speaking, when they're making an anime that they are planning on putting on a streaming service for an American audience, they almost always give it an English dub. At least Netflix does it all the time.
Yep.
So I assume they will. Now, I don't know what that means for who the voice cast is going to be. Again, fingers crossed that they pick a good voice cast. And my personal preference, I hope they use actual voice actors.
Well, of course.
Well, you say of course, but look at the Super Mario movie.
What are you talking about?
Where you've got, Chris Pratt and you've got Jack Black, and they're fine. They're fine actors, but they're not primarily voice actors. In fact, Seth Rogen even joked. He said that when he was asked to play Donkey Kong, he's like, I'm not a voice actor, right? And they're like, yeah, that's okay. He's like, so you're cool with me just doing my voice. I'm just going to do my voice. That's going to be Donkey Kong. And the people at Nintendo were like, yeah, sure, whatever. Who cares? It's for kids.
Sounds good. Yeah, you're famous. Let's do this. So you're talking about, like, let's do a Mark Hamill.
Right. Yes. I want people who are actually trained at being voice actors. That would be amazing. Wow. I don't know. I would like Mark Hamill to come back as Joker, but I don't know that I would want him to be this Joker.
Well, yeah. And I
he
don't
looks
think
too much like Jared Leto Joker.
After the big statement that he made, I don't think he'd be back.
Yeah, he also said he wouldn't do it again now with
Conroy gone.
Yeah. Which I get that. And Carrie says, Jack Black is Bowser. I know this because we listen to Peaches on repeat around here. You know what? You're going to have to burn me at the stake for this one. I didn't like Peaches that much. It's fine. I've heard better Jack Black songs.
I don't think I've heard it.
I know all of the parents out there. You are going to be upset with me because I know you all love it. It was fine. It was whatever.
It's addictive. Is it like that Shark song? Because you know how often Keith sang that Shark song.
I guess to some people it is. To me it wasn't, because it doesn't flow. It doesn't have like a roll off your tongue addictive flow, to me at least. Go look it up someday.
Do I have to?
You don't have to, but if you want to understand what it sounds like.
This is not a ringing endorsement from you. I'm sorry.
But Carrie says she likes it. Oh, and I don't like the movie. Oh, you don't like the Mario Brothers movie? I did not go see it in theaters. I went to go. I waited until it was on Peacock, and I watched it for free on Peacock. It's fine. It's a cute little kids movie. I was telling Keith and Dave I watched it, and it they did not want any slow moments. They had to keep it going, keep it going. These kids, we cannot let them be bored. So obviously that was their I was not the target audience for it. But at the same time, I also told Dave it was better than Hi There Pikachu, or whatever the hell that movie was called that we saw.
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, that thing. It was better than that.
But it wasn't as good as the Lego movie.
Oh, no, not even. It was definitely not as good as the Lego movie. Lego movie was so much better. And
everything is awesome.
I would say that Everything is Awesome is more of an addictive song than Peaches. Carrie, you liked Detective Pikachu? Oh, Lord, I didn't.
Carrie, we reviewed that movie for the channel.
The only decent part about that was maybe, oh my God, Pikachu's voice actor, Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
Why did his name leave my brain?
Why did it escape you?
I have no idea. I wanted to say Van Wilder. That was the name that was coming to the forefront because it's
that would have been right too.
But yeah, Ryan Reynolds. I'd say that he was maybe the best part of that whole movie. I thought the story was dumb. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like, and the human actors were, I think, where that movie went wrong. The Pokemon were maybe the best part of that whole movie. Just all of them. They were funny. Like I really did. I legitimately laughed at the Mr. Mime character when he was like miming being on fire. And Ryan Reynolds was like, wow, that was really dark, man. It was like that was good, but the human actors were all just the worst.
It's funny that you remember. I don't remember a single thing from that movie except for the part where I was like, who do you think the real person's gonna be? Like, it wouldn't be Ryan Reynolds.
Wait,
at the end of the movie when they revealed that, that was
yeah, okay. I remember bits and pieces. The only reason why I remember that scene so much is because that preview was on TV so much. It kind of like became ingrained in my head. I remember it was obviously Detective Pikachu. I remember there was some sort of mystery with the kid trying to find his dad or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either way, Mario Brothers is better than that, I think.
Well, Carrie doesn't agree, and that's where we're.
And that's okay.
Yes, and he was his dad.
That's right. Pikachu was his dad the whole time.
It's deep,
and he forgot because he was Pikachuified.
It's deep.
Yeah.
Deep, I say.
I'm waiting for Pikachu 2 where they have to go undercover together. Would that mean that he gets turned back into a Pokemon again? Because that would be horrific.
Hey, Keith, what's the parenthetical name of that Pikachu 2?
Oh, jeez. Oh, and Carrie says yes. Oh, Lord.
I think you went back to the hot tub.
The one other thing, now that it's the old man in my brain has made his way over to the file cabinet and dug up the file on this movie. The one other scene that I can remember that I think I chuckled at, I'm not going to say that it was a full-on belly laugh, but it was like it's kind of funny. Was it? Yeah, it was the ostrich from Family Guy. That was ha ha. That's about all I'll give it. I think this was in the beginning, possibly the middle, maybe towards the end. I don't know. It is the only other scene that I really remember. Was when, because again, this is the world of Pokemon. The one kid's friend, the main character's friend, was like, "Hey, man, you got to have a Pokemon because all of the wild animals are literally monsters that are trying to kill you all the time." And it's like, "Here, man, have a Pokeball. let's go catch a thing in the grass. And then like he throws it and it bounces off, and then the monster starts attacking him because it's like, yo, dude, you're not catching me today. Haha. And I was like, it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because like if you imagine like what this world would actually be like if you were living in it, again, that is not the world that I would want to be like trapped in. It would be horrifying. Like I would not want to leave my house because I'd be like, no, there's grass outside my house and everything wants to eat or kill me. So no, I'm good.
Yeah, that's my life anyway.
I mean, the dude's the friggin' main villain or whatever was he was trying to I want to say he was brain controlling a cloned psychic Pokemon that could literally transfer the mind of a human into a Pokemon. That's horrifying. Like, what the hell, man?
That is a dark theme.
Right?
I like it.
Yeah. Well, on paper, I'm sure it sounds good. What we saw left a lot to be desired.
It did. Not for Carrie. She loved it.
Not for Carrie. She loved it. But
and that's what we liked it.
Going back to what we were, that was wild. I mean, look, I've got my way of viewing this stuff, man. We watch a lot of movies. What can I say? It's just the lenses that I view them through.
Those rose-colored glasses of Doug's.
Is that what you want to call them? I don't know.
No.
They're more like smoky. They're the what is that? The fire swamp from Princess Bride. That's the kind of I've got fire swamp glasses. Every now and again, a rodent of unusual size will wander past.
Unusual size.
And his name is Pikachu.
And you don't have any sound effects for any of these.
Nope, unfortunately, I don't. Oh well. Yeah, that's just how this show works, right? We never know what we're gonna talk about. Yeah, that's right. You get what you get. Not Your Status Quo, unscripted. We're live, 28 hours a day, 16 days a week. That's 4 seasons long. Not Your Status Quo.
It's the beauty of this channel. Absolutely.
But Dave,
yeah,
it's getting to be about that time.
It's drawn to a close.
It is drawn to a close. We are not on Twitch tonight, so there is nobody to raid tonight. But by all means, go ahead and if you are still in the mood to watch something, hop onto Twitch, find a nice channel, go support them. And if you are still here, please, if you are not already subscribed to our channel, please do so. Make sure that you like and subscribe, comment down below. And of course, as always, we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.